Welcome to the Alpine Church's Spiritual Living this morning. I'm going to be reading the thought for the week, and you can join me down at the bottom. Oh, I didn't bold it this time, so you can, the very last sentence or paragraph, you can join me. Whether or not you are consciously on a spiritual path, sooner or later, all of us will jump on board that path. It may be this lifetime or in another realm of experience. Since everything is first created in, of, and as spirit, it only makes sense to me to become increasingly aware of what and how spirit, God, in parentheses, essence and energy operates. It has been written in all the holy books and taught by mystics and sages throughout time that God is love. Jesus, who became the Christ, came to teach this to mankind so we might have life and have it more abundantly. The message this Sunday is entitled Universal Love. The personal love we celebrate on Valentine's Day is just one small aspect of this universal love. For when our eyes and hearts are opened to see, feel, and experience the broadness and depth of love's beauty and grace, we are transformed. Dr. David R. Hawkins calibrates the various levels of consciousness, going from the lowest of shame at 20 and up through guilt, fear, desire, anger, pride, to courage, calculating at 200. Most people are operating at 200 or lower. 200 is the breaking point between negative and positive levels. Moving up are willingness, acceptance, reason, love at 500, joy, peace at 600, and enlightenment at 1,000. Universal or unconditional love calibrates at 540. When people asked Hawkins how to reach unconditional love, his response was, well, become an alcoholic and join AA. It's at 540. Or you can study A Course in Miracles. These ways all depend on simplicity and the willingness to be forgiving, the willingness to live one day at a time. You put them into your life and daily application. That means you have to give up the pleasure of condemning people, unquote. Think on that. Say with me, I am willing to live one day at a time, being forgiving and accepting life as it is. I am humbled and grateful to let and allow universal love to move through me at all times. My heart is open to experience love, joy, and peace, and it is so. So our topic this morning is universal love, also known as unconditional love. And it is a different type of love than what we're going to be celebrating in a couple days at Valentine's. It's personal love in that regard. And if you think about the history of the world, this personal love, the celebration of personal love overall is a fairly new experience in the history of humankind. Back in the day, and not so long ago, marriages were arranged. People didn't really get to marry who they loved because it was a arranged thing. And like me, I watch the Hallmark movies. We always know how those end. But what we're talking about today is a much broader subject than just two individual people falling in love. To me, and I think all of us are agreeing on this, that God is love. That love, God birthed everything. And that this love didn't just create and birth everything and then go away. No, it has stayed with us, eternally with us, to give us everything that we have need of. Everything has already been given to us that we could ever have need of. And it's just a matter of recognizing that, realizing it, going within. But how can we feel that? How can we actually accept the fact that, yeah, love has given me everything I could ever need at every moment of the day? How can I actually feel that and live in and from that realization? I read a daily reading of Richard Rohr, the Catholic priest, and I want to share one that I had underlined and starred. try to realize that everything we really need is right here, right now. In parentheses, he wrote, if we think at the lower dualistic level, we can't get this. End of parentheses. God is always in this moment, in an accepting and non-blaming way. When we are able to experience that, taste it, and enjoy it, we don't need to hold on to it, nor are we afraid to let it go. The next moment will have its own taste and enjoyment, because our moments are not tasted or full or real or in the presence. We are never fulfilled, and there is never enough. We then create artificial fullness and distractions and try to pass our empty time with that. The moment is as perfect as it can be. What a concept, to think that this moment is as perfect as it can be, and to accept it and to taste it and to feel it so that we can let it go, so that we're available for the next one. There's a lot going on in the world right now. I saw the headline of 25,000 people in this earthquake in Turkey have lost their lives.
It's over 30.
It's over 30 now and climbing. And we ask, how could love be there? But you see what happens. You see the response from everyone looking for survivors, giving aid, giving help. They do that because there is love right there. Hawkins calibrates unconditional love at 540, and the typical person lives at 200. A lot of us have a long way to go, don't we, to get up to that unconditional love. If we want to feel and experience this unconditional love, that means that we are putting a priority on elevating our consciousness, on climbing higher than those lower levels of shame and anxiety, even pride. Pride is one of those levels that is not on the top. And so many of us, we have a discussion. I'm in a group with Martha Creek, and part of the discussion of that is, what do you mean? Being prideful is good. I'm proud of my accomplishments. You know, pride isn't a bad thing. Yeah. Being prideful, yes, is something that holds us back, because it puts us into that egoic state of mind. It puts us into that comparison, and if we can let go of pride, we can move ourselves up. Hawkins said, and I put this in the thought for the week, he says, how do we get up there? How do we get to the unconditional love? And he said, study A Course in Miracles or attend AA. These ways all depend on simplicity and willingness to forgive, the willingness to live one day at a time. You put them into your life in daily application. That means you have to give up the pleasure of condemning people. What did he say? He said simplicity. It's not complicated. We don't have to make it a big deal that we can't handle, that, oh, it's too much for me. It's simple. Simplicity. Willingness to forgive. Willingness to forgive. And the bottom line, so many of us have heard, the only person that we are able to forgive or that we need to forgive is ourselves. For seeing what we thought was a transgression. To live one day at a time. Boy, I need to listen to that one a lot, because I like to, go out there and prepare and, be be in the the future more than I really should be. To live one day at a time is sufficient, is enough. To stop condemning people and ourselves. Just to take that away, because we don't understand, we don't know, there's no way that we can understand what is going on in the life of anyone else. We hardly understand what's going on in our own lives. And to be perfectly honest, each and every one of us is innocent. We are innocent. There is no blame, there is no shame. If we knew better, we'd do better. We may be ignorant, but that doesn't make us wrong or bad. And then the crux of the whole thing is that we need to have the application of all of these in our lives every day. We don't just need to know about it, we need to do it. I think another element that helps us live in this love is that of compassion. Compassion is kindness, empathy, and benevolence. And on our call that we have with Martha, she and about 36 other people in her class, she asked the question of us to write down where we felt we were less than what we'd like to be, in what element, in what area. And I put down compassion, and I shared it with the class. I said, I don't see myself as a very compassionate person. And so then this last week, I received a box in the mail from Ames Farms. And I thought, what is this? And I opened it up, and it was a whole bunch of honey. Big jars, little jars of honey. And there was a note in there, and it said, Gay, you are brave to see if and when you are compassionate. This is a gift to celebrate your sweetness. Signed, Martha's Angels. And so I texted Martha. I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this beautiful gift. This is cool. She came back and said, somebody else sent the honey and wants to remain anonymous. I'm the angel aide. I love you, angel, and will forward your love note on. I replied, how fun. I feel so blessed. So there's somebody in the class that heard my response and wanted to send me something sweet. I mean, and really, it's very nice. I mean, this person it wasn't just a $5 box. I mean, you know, honey's expensive, and to do that, the whole steps that are involved in it, to me, shows that giving, and giving anonymously, is another element that can help us move our consciousness up to a higher level, to give without any expectation of return, just for the joy of it. It has been told that Gandhi once accidentally dropped one of his shoes as he was boarding a train, and immediately and intentionally dropped the other one. When asked why he dropped his second shoe, he said that whoever found his shoe would need a pair. That is the consciousness of recognizing that we are one, that we live in this whole universe, and that we can never, ever be separated, even though our ego keeps trying to tell us that we absolutely are one with all. When we feel that, when we recognize that, when we can look at a sunset, look at a sunrise, knowing that everybody else looks at those same things and feels that energy of the divine within them, that is universal. Love is in the air now and always. It doesn't just happen on Valentine's Day. Love birthed everything and is continually giving of itself. Love is what you are. Love is what we all are. Yes, I see with the eyes of love. Yes, I feel with a heart of love. Yes, I breathe with a breath of love. Yes, I live in the love of God. Yes, I see with the eyes of love. Yes, I feel with a heart of love. Yes, I breathe with a breath of love. Yes, I live in the love of God. I wanted to end this morning with reading something that you'll be reading if you get the thought for the daily word, the Unity Daily Word. You'll be reading this in a couple days on Valentine's, but I thought I'd share it with you this morning if you don't have your copy. The word for the day is love. I share blessings of love. Today I share the love in my heart. I let those who are closest to me know how I feel about them, how much I value their presence in my life. I let them know how much I appreciate their unique qualities and gifts, the little things that make them like no one else. How grateful I am to love those dear souls and know I am loved by them. Whether through kinship or friendship, my life is much richer and full by my dear ones and the time we spend together and the memories we create. I pray all people will know this kind of love, the love of God brought to vibrant life. I will live this prayer by generously sharing the divine love that resides within me as I bless all the world's people with thoughts of harmony and peace. And from Colossians, above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Love binds us all together in perfect harmony. Have a beautiful, lovely day.